Hello once again, my friends. It's time once more for more neckbeard stories, or legbeard stories in this case. That's right, we're going to a place where we don't usually get to go. It's hard to find good legbeard stories. This is Legbeard Coworker. This is mostly just a simple list of interactions I've had with this Legbeard over the 3.5 years that I worked with her, and they're all pretty worthy of sharing. I'm no stranger to neckbeards. I've dealt with them a lot in my high school years, but this is the only interaction I can think of involving a Legbeard. I work in food services, and in this industry, meeting a weirdo coworker is kind of inevitable. I'll make it clear now that she is a generally kind person. She's just a lot. I had heard about this girl from a relative of mine that worked in the same restaurant before I started there, so I went in already knowing that she was a handful. My initial impression, of course, was that she wasn't too bad. Keyword initial. I learned pretty quickly, within the first few hours of working side by side with her, that she is obsessed with anime and anything else Japanese. She proudly proclaims herself as a weeaboo, and when she met my friend, also an anime fan, she squealed out, "Are you an otaku like me?" For those of you who are not familiar with the term, it's used to describe someone with an unhealthy obsession. It's not something you want to be called. Now I'm used to the whole otaku weeaboo thing. They made up a large amount of the people I knew in my early high school years. But this girl took it a step further. She was the girl casually wearing Japanese traditional clothing and using the most basic Japanese phrases and words on coworkers and to the poor unsuspecting public. And by simple, I mean, "Oh, kawaii," and "gomen," and "konnichiwa," and "nani," on a loop. She's the girl appropriating the culture/language and making no effort in actually trying to learn about it. Some of my favorite smaller instances involving her were her proudly telling coworkers that she is a conservative hippie. She doesn't shave down below at all, which may have explained the smell, and that she believes that she knows how businesses work because she runs garage sales. She also enjoyed sharing how she believes firmly that she is a Viking, that only eats what she hunts, despite regularly eating at the restaurant. She believes that the Statue of Liberty is simply on an underwater boat and can be moved wherever. ADHD/ADD is not a real thing, and kids are just bored because their teachers teach the exact same things over and over. She doesn't trust doctors because they're only in it for the paycheck, etc. You know, your usual crackpot conspiracy theories. That's her speciality. Oh, fun. Now let's go back to her in foreign languages. She believes she is a pro at different languages: Japanese, German, English, Spanish, etc. One day, another coworker and I were trying to remember how to count in French. Don't ask me why, we're bored. She just so happened to hear me say, "I can't count in French, but I can count in Korean." Korean isn't hard to count in, whether it's Sino-Korean or Native Korean. When she hears my statement, she announces that she too can count in Korean and blurts out, or attempts to, numbers 1 through 5. She pretty much butchered the pronunciation, sloshing it all together. To anyone who didn't know what she was going for, they'd assume that she was drowning in her own saliva. Now, my Korean isn't perfect, but the pronunciation of 1 through 5 is pretty easy. Me, being the asshole I am, turned around with a sharp, not even fucking close. She sunk back and muttered, "Well, that's how I learned," and walked away. I know I could have been nicer, but I had worked with her for 2 years, and by then my patience with her self-righteousness was at an all-time low. In another instance, she attempted to speak Spanish to a group of Hispanic guys that walked into our restaurant. Now, this doesn't sound too bad off the bat, but these poor guys didn't speak Spanish. She went solely on the assumption that they do because of their appearance. I gave them a horrified look, followed by a mouthed apology. What did she try saying to them? hello, my name is blank, followed by nonsense. Even if they were Spanish speakers, they'd be at a loss for words. I'm not sure where her false sense of confidence in linguistics comes from, but holy hell, it's a mess. Little shit like this happened often, attempting to speak Spanish with Hispanic customers, German Dutch with our Amish customers, speaking Japanese with anyone who stood too close to her. But my last real interaction with her happened in Christmas of 2018. She was moved to night shift due to her boyfriend's schedule, as well as our general manager no longer being able to tolerate her, so I didn't see her very often. When Christmas comes around, we had planned a store get-together on Christmas Eve after the store closed. I didn't plan on showing up, but the amount of employees that did show up was a measly 3, so I felt bad. Yes, just like the Grinch, my heart grew 3 sizes that day, and I decided to join in on the festivities. My assistant general manager was one of the employees that showed up, ready to party, so I texted her and told her to bring everyone to the house. My roommate was going to a family gathering, so it'd be just the 4 of us hanging out, playing games, so on. We decided on Cards Against Humanity, and written on the white cards by me and a few other coworkers were inside jokes about, you guessed it, Legbeard. I rushed through the decks to pull them all out, brushing it off as inside jokes, so there's no point in having them in there. I didn't want to risk her understanding and having her holiday ruined again that night. After a few hours, everyone except Legbeard had left, and we ended up talking about K-pop. Great love of mine, sorry not sorry. I don't understand it, but it's okay. It was just about the only common interest that we actually had. So we watched a few videos. When we got to a BTS video, it all kind of went downhill. There's a member named Park Jimin, I don't think I pronounced that right, who is so soft, pretty, and squishy, excuse my gay showing, he makes even straight men melt. The second she sees him, she erupts and squeals and "Aw!" and starts yelling "Kawaii!" at the screen over and over. To this day, I don't know how I resisted the urge to slap the dog shit out of her for that. Loud, unnecessary bullshit because it enrages me. No amount of anger management or therapy can prepare you for a 30-year-old woman throwing herself onto your bench, kicking and flailing her arms and squealing over a pretty boy singer 7 years younger than her. You can like/be attracted to someone, that's normal. But whatever the hell that shit was, yeah, that's not okay coming from a grown-ass person in my book. I, however, was nice. As much as I would have enjoyed taking her out for that extra shit, I didn't. Let me tell you, her quitting was a big relief, simply because I don't know how much more I could take. I still see her around Walmart where she works or the restaurant when she gets food. She looks better than she used to, and like I said, she is a good person. I just cannot handle all the Legbeard behavior. Ooh, yeah, that's... Oh, wow, that's a rough one. There's a distinct kind of issue that you have whenever you find out that your friend or an acquaintance, someone you're trying your damnedest to be nice to and, get along with, is one of these psychotic weeaboo Legbeard/neckbeard things. You know what you want to say, but you're trying not to for the sake of not getting on their bad side. You know that you're going to be around this person a lot, but at the same time, it's like, bruh, stop. You gotta stop. This is literally crazy. I don't know why you think this is acceptable. It is totally unacceptable. That being said, I don't have a problem with people liking things. You can like whatever the hell you want. I personally probably won't understand most of the things you people like. I am quite literally a space unicorn. So, liking things is whatever. Do whatever you gotta do. But that, screaming obsession thing, yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. I get that you like it. I get it. Just don't do that. That's weird. I have seen that kind of stuff all over, Twitter and stuff with the K-pop thing, and it's just see, this is the reason why a lot of people are made very uncomfortable by K-pop fans. Not the bands. I don't have a problem with them. In fact, I don't really know anything aside from BTS's name. I've heard it several times, but I have heard the horror stories of the fans repeatedly. Stop. Nobody likes that, dude. Not even the band. It's a little weird. You gotta chill out, bro. And the same can be said of a lot of things. There's a lot of people who get way too into stuff, and it's like, dude, take it down a notch. I get it. You like it. That's totally cool. Screaming at strangers, though? Yeah. You need to not do that. You need to not do that, like, all the time. That's a little creepy. A little bit. Yeah. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have a story that you'd like to send me, you can send it to r/Moonhorse Stories. They don't necessarily have to be Neckbeard and Legbeard stories. I'll look over pretty much anything that gets sent to me. And make sure you do the whole YouTube with the like, comment, subscribe, whatever. I don't know if that helps anymore or not. I don't know. I don't know how YouTube works. I just, I'm just here. Yeah. Anywho, thanks for being here, and I hope you enjoyed this story, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, I love you.